Hello, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get the party started. Would you go ahead and mute everybody?
I will.
Please?
Everybody hold on a second.
That way, if they have to party in the background, they can.
Oh, look, and I don't have to unmute you.
See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We mute everybody just in case those that are married on today's call and naked decided to make any kind of obscenities that we don't want to participate in. We mute everybody. See?
You should stop while you're ahead.
Am I ahead? That's odd. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started, though. We've got a lot to cover in a very little amount of time to do it. Here's the thing right here. Okay, we want to welcome all to the call. You like that? I said all to the call. Oh, heavens. What are you doing?
What I'm talking about. I need mine.
Oh, you need your thingy majiggy. Yes, I got you. Okay, so welcome all to the call. If you're new with networking today, obviously we're glad to have you on the call. If you are one of the more tenured, more the experienced meeting leaders or area directors, we welcome you back to the call once again, as usual. Of course, we want to make sure to acknowledge who our area directors are, just so that everybody has an idea of who you can go to for leaders. If you ever can't reach me, you can't reach Brooke, you can't reach Amy, you can't reach somebody, your area directors are good to go to. And we're going to cover some other things today as well. But Ray, covering St. Louis from Florida, warm and sunny Florida. So glad Ray has joined us. Penny Burr covering Indianapolis and even up into northern Indiana. So glad about that. And of course, she would say down into Bloomington as well. Of course, we got Martha Harvey in Nashville, Jason Dean covering Ohio. We have Evan Rauf in Michigan. And so glad to have Evan as a part of NTI. His book club is slamming. You guys got to check out what Evan is doing on the book club. And then, of course, Steve Reed picking us up in the deep south there in Texas. Actually, Ray is probably more southern, actually, in geographical,
Now he is.
Yeah, now he is. Yeah. Anyway, glad to have all of our southern folks. We need people, just so you guys know, we need to know who you know in Hawaii, who you know in Fort Myers Beach, because see, we like to travel for these new meetings that kick off, but all of you north of Knoxville, Nashville line.
We'll see you in April.
See you in April. Yeah. And Yolanda is about at the same level as we are, but we're not going back to visit Yolanda until April neither.
She got us stuck over there in some snow.
I mean,
Chris doesn't want to visit family.
Let me tell you, the lady at the hotel, she was like, "Oh, it's the first snow of the year." I've been outside. I go get Brooke. I'm like, you need to come see this. She goes upstairs. We go upstairs to the roof, and it's like snow everywhere. And we're like, oh my goodness.
And for 3 seconds, I was a 4-year-old, and then I was like, crap, we got to get over the mountain today.
Okay, guys. Now, you as meeting leaders, area directors, I think you know this already, but if you don't, you are missing the opportunity of your career to join NTI Masterminds with Maylee Gallion. And I just want to reiterate, because I don't know, I feel the need to do so. I feel the need to reiterate because this is really a combination effort of NTI, what we do here at NTI, and Maylee's masterminds that she does. This is top-notch mastermind training at its best in collaborative group leadership that Maylee is leading. And you as a meeting leader, we put the price already at a ridiculous $100 a month. Anyone, I am saying anyone, would join networking today in order to pay the $30 for membership, even if they didn't attend, and then pay the $100 for Maylee. Promise you. But because you're a meeting leader, because you're an area director, we want your help in promoting it. So we're giving you an extra special offer, and many of you have signed up already. And that's wonderful. You're going to see the benefits to your business. I mean, people have said to me and to Brooke, completely unsolicited, they've said, you know what? I got value out of the very first meeting with Maylee. I want to give the floor to Maylee. If she wants to say anything, Maylee, you can come on for a second. You don't have to turn your camera on if there's chaos over there, but if you want to unmute yourself and say anything about what's happening with Mastermind, you can. But I just want everybody to remember, when you sign up for Mastermind, and I'm going to ask Brooke to go into the chat and put in there for you guys the URL, but it's www. And for some reason or another, I haven't just figured out the new CRM tool that we're using yet, but they make us use the www. So put the www in there, but then .ntimasterminds.com. And it is plural, it's with an S. So make sure to go there. And when there's a little hyperlink, a little blue hyperlink that says, if you have a promo code, click here. You click there and you put in mastermind 50 without an S. So mastermind 50, and you can sign up for your own mastermind group. Maylee, anything that you wanted to add and talk about with mastermind, please?
Absolutely. I will tell you that if you are interested in getting started now, you need to get in there in the next couple of days, because we're about to have the first meeting for the first 2 groups. Those folks will probably meet for the first time next week or the week after Thanksgiving, because I've got those first 2 groups already formed, and there is room in them. So if you're interested, then I would love to go ahead, excuse the dog, and get you onboarded for one of those first 2 groups. And I already have some people in line that want to start like after the first of the year. And what I would tell you is, if you are interested, I will do for you what I did for the first few people who signed up for NTI Masterminds, which is I'm doing that onboarding call and then some one-to-one coaching between now and the time the group starts up. So if you're interested in getting started now, go do it. If you're interested in waiting until after the first of the year, go ahead and sign up, because I'm going to take care of you between now and the time that group starts.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Maylee. I wanted to say too, guys, that while Brooke and I visited Yolanda over in Boone, Maylee made the trip all the way to Boone, North Carolina from Maryville, Tennessee to participate in that meeting. And Maylee is overriding everything that Yolanda does at 25%, because Maylee signed up for meeting leader level 3. So she's overriding everything Yolanda does. And we wanted to incentivize our meeting leaders in that very thing, so that our meeting leaders are encouraged to go start other groups. And that's exactly what Maylee did. And she drove her fanny all the way over there to join us. And there was she was a lady in that meeting. And she just testified. She's signing up now for the 3rd year with Maylee. And I'm just trying to emphasize to you, the reason why we're giving you the 50% off is because we want you to do a little bit more than just promote it. We want you to stick both feet in the water, jump in, taste, how sweet it can be to help have somebody, not just coach, but mastermind in a group dynamic, in a collaborative environment where everyone is helping everybody else grow. And you would be surprised at what someone else can see standing outside of the forest looking in at you, where you're blinded by all the leaves. And so it's really amazing what can be done in that collaborative environment. I'm starting mine. Maylee is helping me get mine going, and I've been very distracted. So I'm one of the worst, guys. I'm right here with you. I've got a million things going on just like you do. But I did it. I reached out to a couple of people. Yeah, it took me 2, 3, 4 weeks, but I reached out to a few people. Maylee helped me a little bit and helped me organize. And so we not only need your help promoting it, but we want you to participate. We want to onboard you. We want to get you familiar with it. So come January in 22, man, we're all rocking and rolling on the same page, and all meeting leaders are excited about what we're offering at Networking Today. And I personally think the mastermind is one of the best additional things that we offer besides just weekly networking and all the other things that we do. So I just want to say that. Also, I want to take this opportunity to say this. Please, don't read all your slides each and every week. Some of you are hitting pro teams. You hit every one of the 6, 7, 8 distinctives listed on the slide. You hit mastermind group. You hit Thanksgiving. You hit online. That's wonderful, guys. It is. It's wonderful. But you're going to turn into white noise and wear people out in your meeting. Make sure that you are hitting mastermind this week, but then maybe next week, you hit Thanksgiving, or the week after that, you hit proteins, or the week after that, you hit something different. When you're reading your distinctives, don't read all of them. Pick one, maybe pick 2 at most. You know what? I want to talk to you about this. Sometimes what Brooke and I do in our meetings is we'll call on somebody just randomly. Hey, anybody want to offer what they like best that's unique about Networking Today? and one of them will mention it. So it adds a little flair, a new voice, it breaks it up a little bit, and it can be very, very helpful to your meeting. And so I want to encourage all of you to do that. Okay. But that's a little bit about mastermind, but make sure you're not ignoring mastermind. Make sure you're putting it out there, because you never know when you mention it, who might be interested, and it will help take their business to the next level. I deeply believe it. Of course, this is our time of year of Thanksgiving. And while I hate the cold weather, anybody who knows me knows how much I hate the cold weather. And I do hate the cold weather. People say to me all the time, Rich, you're from up north, like up there where Evan's at, like you should be used to it. I don't know how you get used to 30 degrees. I really honestly don't. Like, I can get used to 85.
Evan says no.
I mean, I feel very comfortable at 85. It's something I can get used to very easily, right, Ray? I mean, I'll join Ray down in Florida and we'll have a party at 85 degrees. And while everybody's getting used to 30, we'll be getting used to 80, and I like that idea better. But here's the thing, guys. This is the most important time of the year because NTI has made Thanksgiving the official holiday of the company. And especially if you're new, I want to explain why. If you take a look at Christmas, Christmas is a Christian holiday for the most part. So you really take the people in your meetings that are Jewish or a Muslim background, or maybe even atheist, and you really make them feel very uncomfortable when you focus on Christmas parties or Christmas events or Christmas happy hours or a gift exchange. Can I suggest, please, to you that you not do that? I mean, you're given autonomy as a meeting leader at Network Today. We're not trying to say what you can or can't do. If you want to have a holiday party, and that's what I do. I have a holiday happy hour.
Right.
And it's great. And everyone is welcome. And some people come dressed as an elf, or some people come dressed as Santa Claus, or some people come dressed
as a dinosaur with Christmas lights on him.
As a dinosaur with Christmas lights on him. You never know what you might get. But the thing is all are welcome. And the reason why we pick Thanksgiving is because what faith, what denomination, what ethnicity, what age, what size person, what gender, whether, rich or poor, what economic status would determine if someone can be thankful or not? Nothing. We can all be thankful. Like, for example, all of you have no idea how happy I am that you've joined this call. And because you joined, you remember I said you would get a special gift. We're going to send all of you a very special thank you for being here. So glad that you're here. We got a screenshot and record of everybody that's here. So I'm going to give you a very special gift, like I said I would do last week. Those of you that weren't here last week and are like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, lucky you joined today. I'm going to send a gift out to all the meeting leaders that came to the call live today. But this Thanksgiving issue that we deal with each and every week, each and every year, I love it to be each and every week, really, but each and every year, it's this way by design. This is not by accident. So because we're thankful for business, because we're thankful for each other, because we're thankful for NTI, because we're thankful to our meeting leaders, because we're thankful to our members, because we're thankful for business, because we're thankful to our community, we're thankful to our meeting location host that hosts our meetings. There is so much that we have to be thankful for. And if you're in the United States of America or someplace in the world where you're experiencing freedom, even a measure of freedom, you can be thankful. You can find something to be thankful for. And that's why Thanksgiving is the official holiday. Not only that, it is a time for giving. It is my opinion that Christmas should be the time for giving. But lots of times, Christmas is the time for receiving. It is for getting, not for giving. And when we come to Thanksgiving, man, it is a great time to give to others, to make a meal for that mom or for that situation that you know of, a charity in your backyard that needs that support. Man, Martha Harvey knocked the absolute cover off in a golf outing that she did. What was that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
They raised what? Almost $3,000.
$2,900.
Yeah, for an organization that was wonderful just for a golf outing that she organized. Think of the credibility. Think of the clout. Think of what that meant to that community. Think of how that could benefit them. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think they maybe even went back and even got some press They may have went and got some press off of it. It's amazing what you can do when you decide as a meeting leader and or an area director to put your mind and your energy into doing these events that we tell you about and preach to you each and every year, because you can turn Thanksgiving into a wonderful opportunity for promotion, visitor days, happy hours, and all those things you do to get new people into your meeting.
I want to say something about these events. One of the key points that we try to say it, and I'm so glad Janet's here so I can use the word, is we love the word stickiness. And I know Janet hates it, but we have a book that even used the word stickiness for us.
Is that it right there?
That's right.
It is, yeah.
But
Janet Hudson, this is just for you. You don't have to get dressed for this, Janet. We want to show you this.
Okay, so, but what I want to say is after the golf outing that Martha had, they all went back to her meeting location and had lunch. And then they, the next morning, they presented their check to the charity. And everybody's crying and everybody's having a moment together. They laughed and had drinks the day before. They went in, presented the check. People were crying, telling stories, this and that. Stickiness. That's why their meeting is exploding. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So take note from those who are making it happen. So Janet, the first paragraph, use the word stickiness just for you, Janet. Just for you.
So I want to say, guys, I talk about these events being sticky. Of course, what I mean by that, and I know Janet Hudson loves when I use that word, but it's not meant, and I mean this most sincerely, it's not meant as any type of, how would you say, derogatory or sexual or anything inappropriate. I mean it quite appropriately, that it really does create stickiness among your members when you get involved. I just wish that are you all listening? I wish you could hear Martha Harvey's voice when she was describing the engagement of her members, crying. She literally was talking about how they were crying and how everyone just joined together in this bond of unity to help the community and to help this charity. It was wonderful. You will never experience it if you think showing up to a meeting, leading it for 90 minutes, and leaving is the job of a meeting leader. And if I can say, if we're all here to get revenue, the way you get revenue is referrals. It's the best way to get revenue. It's the fastest way. You'll be more profitable. It'll be better business because you're doing business with people who referred you. So you're having more fun doing it. So it's referrals. Well, how do you get more referrals? You got to have more relationships. How do you get more relationships? You increase your networking sphere. That's what you do. And so when Brooke and I and Martha are teaching you and pushing and preaching, and I preach week in and week out that we have to have these events, and you sit there and you hang up after the call, maybe you weren't even listening, you were talking to someone else, you were worrying about what's for dinner, you were listening to your wife or your husband or your partner or your business partner or your customer or your boss, or you were listening to someone else and not even paying attention. What Martha is doing in Nashville, what I'm doing in Knoxville, you can do in your community. There's nothing stopping you except you. You know what? Brooke and I love to listen to inspirational radio. And on her Pandora, she's got an inspirational radio that shares
Dr. Eric
Thomas. Do you guys know who this guy is? He is bad. I mean, he is just amazing. And last week we were listening and he started talking about stopping the blame game. When you stop blaming, you'll start winning. When you stop blaming everybody else and pointing the finger at everybody else as to why your meeting's not kicking it in high gear, when you look in the mirror, you got to take a look at yourself. If you are not plugging in, and if you're in the Knoxville community, no offense at all, but if you're not plugging into what we're doing, I mean, it's your fault because we're doing it. We're doing Thanksgiving events. We're doing these types of fundraisers and things. So like, it's Bob's fault. No, it is not Bob's fault, Jan. It's
not Jan. It was Michael McCormick.
Oh, it was. That's true. It's Michael. Okay, Michael. I thought
you know your family when you're starting to do this on the Zoom.
Okay, we got to move on. But I just want to say, some of you think, no, my market's too small. Well, first of all, I know for a fact that Cookeville is plugging into what's happening in Nashville. Cookeville could also plug into what's happening in Knoxville if they wanted. You can go anywhere, or Cookeville could do what Brooke calls a Friendsgiving and just get a handful of people together. Go out to a restaurant, have them over to your house. You will not believe.
It's not about the size of the event, guys.
No, but you will not believe how the people will be so appreciative. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, you say to me, Rich, I just have a little apartment, or I just have a little house. Can I give you a newsflash? People don't care. People want to be with you. They want to get together. I mean, yeah, clean your house. Okay, maybe clean the bathroom or something, clean it up, but heaven's sakes, get plugged in what we're saying. Now, of course, it's next week, right? The next 2 weeks. So you're pretty much out of time, but you could still organize something very quickly if this applies to you. And I want to encourage you to do it. So if you're in the Knoxville area, or you want to join us in the Knoxville area, we're charging $40 a head to raise money for a former NTI meeting leader member. And she was a member for years, became a meeting leader, joined me on the radio show, joined me in a lot of things. And we're raising money for Dusty Kuhn and her family because her husband was suddenly killed in an ATV accident. It was very tragic, leaving her to be a single mom to 2 kids. And unfortunately, they had just let their life insurance lapse. So they're struggling. And we've decided to band together to raise money for Dusty and her family. And we know they've got some other resources, but we want to make sure that we're supporting this. And so we've chosen a single family to raise the money for. You can do the same exact thing. Maybe you're feeding 10 people, 5 people, or maybe you're just helping one family, but do it. If you want to get plugged into what we're doing, I've already mentioned to you, I would love to have you here. Join us for real.
We're driving to Nashville for Nashville's on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to Nashville. So maybe you're close enough to the Nashville market. You just want to come over and see what Martha's doing. Well, guess what? Drive to Nashville, fly to Nashville.
Contact Martha if you want to participate in Martha's. If you want to participate in ours, the link's right there.
Yeah. NTIThanksgiving.com. Just go to www.ntithanksgiving.com. It'll take you right there. Now, you are out of time. I literally have one meeting left before my Thanksgiving event, and that's it. And then it's the end of the year, really. I mean, it's not that we're not going to have meetings. We're going to have meetings, of course. Right. Don't get it wrong. I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I'm not giving up and throwing in the white flag. I mean, it's, surrendering. It's not that. It's that really our main pushes, and people start taking vacations, and they start thinking about Christmas, and they start thinking about year end, and they start thinking about what are we going to do here? And we got to go to grandma's and Mimi's and Papa's and Momo's and blah, blah, and Lala and Mini. We got to do all these things. And so you're going to lose people. I mean, you're going to have small attendances.
We're going to have kids out of school for 2 weeks.
Going to have kids out of school for 2 weeks.
Might have to attend meetings.
Heaven's sakes, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we have these contests. Now, look, this Friday ends the contest. That's it. And, I have some good news. I have, a little bit of sad news. 2 weeks ago on the call, someone got upset with me. They said I was preaching. They said I was too preachy. I hope you guys know I'm not trying to be preachy, but we want to grow our network. Look, if you're not here because you want to grow, I don't know, maybe, I'm not trying to be mad. I'm not trying to be hateful, but maybe you're in the wrong networking group. I don't say that as mean. I'm not preaching at you. But if you're not here to grow and you're not taking your meeting serious and you're not saying, you know what, I'm going to get involved, because ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, on today's call, may I say to you as meeting leader, you get the most credibility in the room. When you're running a 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 member meeting location, everyone is talking about you, not me. They're not talking about NTI. They're talking about they're all talking about Martha's meeting. Everybody in Nashville is talking about Martha's meeting. In Knoxville, they're talking about Rich's meeting. Okay. In St. Louis, they're talking about Old Fallon. Okay. It's the meetings that are kicking ass that everyone's talking about. I'm not getting preachy with you. I'm being honest. If we have meetings that are only 3 or 4 people, that's great. What are you doing to grow is my question. Are you going to stay at 3 or 4? Or are you going to do what Dana did, step into a market, reach out, get active, plug in, and grow your meeting to 20, 25 members, have a good networking group, have more relationships and more referrals and more revenue. That's it. It's the magic. It's the magic. It's how it happens. Okay. November 12th, it ends.
Friday.
That's it. This is the cycle. This is why when we come into 22, ladies,
even when the contest is over, this is still the cycle. Just letting y'all know.
As we approach 2022,
hope y'all are ready.
This system right here, this cycle of membership is what you need to be aware of as a meeting leader. You host events. Your members invite guests. When they invite guests, people are introduced to what we have here at NTI. They join. They then go and invite others, their friends, their circles, their network to join. And you grow and you do more of the same. You then host more visitor days, more, happy hours, more this, more that, another Thanksgiving event, a golf outing, I don't know, whatever, a theater trip, a hike. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter what you host.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. But host something. Right. Do something. All right, moving along. Let me back up 2 slides. 3. Okay, you see where it said 50 members total to qualify. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I don't know why, we're only at 26, but we're only at 26 new members. So that would mean we didn't hit the 50 to qualify. I'm not trying to rain on this meeting. Don't get it wrong. I'm not trying to bring a black cat cloud over the meeting and make it all negative. Look, I'm not saying that this is necessarily a horrible thing. We gained 26 new members. Yay, congrats. That's wonderful. And I would love to get into the system. I'm going to find out who it is that brought the most. And I would love to send them some token of appreciation. Okay. And I'm going to. But we didn't hit the 50 to even give away a prorated amount. And I look at it and I say, with 700 members, I'm not sure why we couldn't get more than 26 in 6 weeks during a peak season. This isn't during Christmas. This isn't during summer. This is during a peak season of networking. So I look at it and I say, well, okay, the good news is we got 26. The thing is what are we doing wrong? Is it meeting leaders that are not getting the message? Meeting leaders don't care. Members don't care. We don't want to grow our network because we don't believe in the R factor. We don't believe that more relationships lead to more referrals, leads to more revenue. Where's the belief chain broken down? I don't know. I'm not saying it's you guys on the call. It might be you or it might not. I'm not talking to anyone on the call. I'm talking to us. We collectively as NTI, we need to grow. COVID kicked our butt royally. I'm just being honest with you guys. We lost 49% of our revenue. We had just entered operating in the black. Brooke thinks I should be more transparent. Brooke thinks I should be more open and tell you guys, we lost over $100,000. Brooke is not getting paid. She's not getting an income right now. I'm barely making enough. I'm trying to qualify for a new mortgage for myself and my family right now. And they're telling me I don't qualify because my income is not high enough. I want to be successful just as bad as I want you to be successful. I want Ray to be wildly successful. Ray Amanat, affectionately known as Nibbles, called me when he was looking to relocate. He maybe was going to come to Knoxville. Maybe was going to go to Florida. Wasn't 100% sure. Maybe stay in St. Louis. He called me. We had a long conversation. I want Ray to be successful wherever Ray is. Dana, we met with Dana, and Dana's like, you know what? We can do a lot in Cookeville. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I want to plug into a group that's doing something. And thank God you did, Dana. We're blessed. We're a blessed organization to have you. We're a blessed organization to have Ray. We're a blessed Yolanda. You guys heard what Brooke said a little bit ago. Yolanda's swimming upstream in a community where the chamber runs everything. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's not even a BNI chapter in Boone, North Carolina. She's the first one to break out. NTI is the first organized networking group outside of a chamber, is what I think I heard. And what I'm saying, guys, is we're blessed to have you, Yolanda. I don't want you to hear any other message, but we have to collectively together as a team and as area directors and as meeting leaders say, you know what? We got to kick it up. We got to turn up the volume a little bit. But hold on, wait for it, because you got to be looking at next year. If you've not planned your Thanksgiving, if you've not planned your happy hours, if you've not planned your visitor day during the contest period, you're too late. You're too late for this one. It doesn't mean that you're too late to really focus on what you're going to do and get serious for 22. What I've done is I asked Brooke, maybe some of you want to write this down. This recording will be put up on the website, I don't know, within a day or two of me being able to get to the video and editing it and the recording and the MP3 audio file and everything else, get it uploaded. I'll get to it, I promise. I mean, it'll be there by Friday. But you might want to take a couple of notes on what Brooke is about to rattle off of everything we're doing in 22. And the reason why we're saying it to you is because we believe you should do the same thing and that it will grow your meeting. Brooke?
Okay, so one of the things, it's the stickiness, right? Every week is a weekly meeting. Your group causes stickiness. We all should have popcorn when we go to Rich's meeting and watch Rich. It is an entertaining thing, but people show up for a reason and we all bond, we're all besties, right? So we have those, right? But we also have quarterly events. So we do quarterly happy hours in Knoxville. Those of you in the Knoxville market are lucky enough that we do it as an entire market. So we incorporate all the meetings into all of our happy hours. And area directors, I would suggest you do the same with your markets, because if you're an area director, that clearly means that you have a market big enough to have that kind of organization. So,
by the way, let me chime in. Martha in the Nashville market has monthly mixers.
Yeah.
You want to do a monthly mixer?
You do it to what your market is good for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We know our market over here in Knoxville. Martha knows her market in Nashville. Ray knows his. Everybody knows their markets. Okay. So just do it based on your market. Okay. Don't let us fully dictate how you do this. So we, first of all, we have 3 contest periods scheduled for next year. So you're going to have one that starts in January. You're going to have one that starts in April, and you're going to have another in October. So there's only 3, and we plan those strategically. They are definitely during peak networking season. They are not in your off season. So make sure you are really prepared for all of those contests next year. The other thing that's really important for all of us to know, no matter what market you're in, is we have annual events that the company does. So the first one that we always do is our Memorial Day event. We're going to have ours on Memorial Day. It's typically a picnic, and we always focus on veterans for that one.
I like a Memorial Day barbecue right there with the focus on some veteran organization. Maybe it's what do they call it, Purple Hearts or something. Like there's so many things you can do. There's
a lot in your community that you can, but focus on your community. So that's what you want to do. This should be on every single member's calendar. I hope everybody has their pen and is writing this down. NTI birthday party is going to be the week of June 13th through the 17th, maybe 18th. The entire birthday party. So there'll be trainings, there'll be fun events, there'll be all sorts of things happening during that week. And we want everyone in Knoxville. So if you can make that trip, we really, really want you there. We'll have more details out and get that information out way sooner than we did last year. And then we have our Thanksgiving event, which we already have. We actually have ours scheduled for like the next 5 years. So that's already on the calendar. So it's the week before Thanksgiving on that Thursday every single year for the next 5 years, guaranteed.
We already have the banquet hall. We already have the food planned out. We already have the venue and the dates.
Yes.
Until 2028, I think she said.
Yes. So then we also have 6 happy hours that we have scheduled out throughout the year. We have 4 visitor days. So there's 4 quarterly visitor days, and that incorporates our entire market. If each meeting location, depending on how close you are to your core market, you may want to do your own individual. So if you're Dana, Dana may want to host her own visitor days, maybe separately from what they're doing in the Nashville market. We also have Hobnob that we do in Knoxville that we've got dates for. We have Networking Gone Wild. I'm actually going to do 4 of those this year, one included during the birthday party, ladies, just so you're aware. And then there's another event that we all support as well called Wine and Shine in our community, and all of our members buy tickets and support. It's one of the charities that is a member of Networking Today, but they have this huge event and we already have that on the calendar for this year. So schedule out your year before it starts. We're working on marketing and all of those things to have all of that in place prior to the year starting. So make sure you really get together. If you're an AD, get all your meeting leaders together and see what you can plan out. Work together as a team to plan those out. If you want more details on your contest and different things like that, you can contact me and Rich for those. But basically, if you don't plan it, it's not going to happen.
Well, and I want to chime in, Brooke, because Hobnob we're plugging into.
Yeah.
You might be in a market where you need to plug into what else is happening. Like if I'm Ray and I'm a little bit newer in Florida, not to pick on Ray by any means, because there's other people that are new in your markets, you know, in your own right. But I'm just calling out Ray because Ray is new in his market. You can plug into what the chamber's doing. That's what Yolanda's doing. Yolanda has plugged into what the chamber's doing and then leveraging that networking opportunity to meet people and spread the word about her meeting, not in an inappropriate way during their event. You don't want to proselytize. We don't want to build any reputation that we're at these events marketing our event. That's not it. But it's talking to people. I lead a Networking Today meeting. We have tons of great networking, you know, blah, blah, blah. You should check us out sometime. Very casual, very indirect. That's how you approach that. You don't approach it aggressively. You definitely don't go to BNI or chamber events and be like, hey, hi, my name's Rich. I own Networking Today, and I want to invite all of you to my networking meeting. You don't do that. That's bad business. Puts a bad taste in people's mouths. You don't want to do that at all. But we've plugged into some of what is happening already in our community, and then we're leveraging their event. Case in point, Volunteer Ministry Center's Wine and Shine. It already has about 300 people in attendance. They've already got the liquor. They have the relationships with Sugarland's Moonshine. They already have the venue. They have a relationship with the Crown Plaza downtown. They already have the food. They already have the wine. They already have a built-in audience. All we have to do is promote that event, and people join us at that event. And they almost act like it's our event, yes. But it's not. It's their event. We're just participating in.
Well, so we participate, but we are kind of part of it.
We are, but
that's because we've been so involved.
Like Alan McMichael's golf outing, though, like Fostering Hope, we plug into his golf outing. He is already doing everything. We're just helping promote it and including our members in it. And that is one way that you can get involved in events and networking events and community-oriented events without like
hosting the entire thing
yourself. Exactly. So anything else you wanted to mention?
No, just, I mean, the biggest thing is really plan in advance and know that we've already made plans for you guys for the entire year. So we hope that you understand that we've taken the time to dedicate to planning out the year, and that you will take what we are doing now and, you know, really push it throughout the year.
And guys, I'm just going to say one more thing about this, and then we're going to move on, because this is all of what you should be planning for already for 22. Martha Harvey and Brooke and I were on the phone, I think it was 2 weeks ago, could be wrong. And we were talking about the success of her golf outing. And she said she had a meeting coming up. I don't remember if it was that day or a day or two later. I don't remember. But where she was going to pull all the meeting leaders together in the greater Nashville area and plan out the whole year. How wonderful is that? Everyone knows, everyone's on board, everyone gets to collaborate and participate, and they love being involved. People want to be involved. You have to ask them to be involved. You have to make them a part of your leadership team. You have to make them a part of the event and get them involved. When you get them involved, they take ownership in it. So Hobnob, that's not our event. It's the NNA's event. Networking Gone Wild. Yeah, Brooke owns Networking Gone Wild. It only happens once a quarter. And she brings in all these women from all kinds of places. When we do the annual events like the Thanksgivings and this sort of thing, you know, we're including all the other networking groups in the community. not just NTI, the BNIs. Here in Knoxville, we have Rio, we have TNT. We're including all of them. When you do that, that's how you build a great reputation in your community. Anything else?
I would just say if you're not participating in these events with Networking Today, that's probably why your meeting's not growing. Just want to be straight up with you. So get involved. One of the biggest things, I said it a few minutes ago, the birthday party is very important. If you all saw what happened last year at our birthday party, you would know you missed out on a real good time last year. And this year, because we're going to kind of stretch it out a little more, we're not going to try to cram so much into every single hour. We're going to kind of try to make it a little more relaxed. It's going to be a blast. I promise you, there'll be tons of information given to you, tons of fun to be had. And I promise you, there'll be stories that we're going to talk about for the next 20 years.
And you cannot blame it on the weather for not showing up, because June is beautiful in Knoxville, Tennessee.
So
all right,
June 13th through 17th, no excuses. Get your booties to Knoxville. Go ahead.
Okay. So moving right along. You guys know knowledge is power. I preach this and teach this each and every time we're on a call. I believe in my heart that leaders are readers. You're always into personal development. That is why we love Maylee Gallion so much. That's why we like NTI Mastermind, because it's all about personal development. And we want our leaders to be developed more than anybody else, because you're a leader at Networking Today. Like, we really want you to be wildly successful. We want you to prosper. We want you to make tons of money. We want you to lead a great group. We want you to be involved in your community. We want you, like, all these things. But it also requires development of your mind that feeds your spirit, your attitude, your personality, everything else about you, and helps you grow your Networking Today meeting. Everything that we've said today should be gearing up for next year. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't still throw a holiday happy hour. Heaven's sakes, people, there's time. Like, we're going to have a holiday happy hour. Grant you, it's already planned, but I'm saying that there's still time for you to plan a holiday happy hour. I'm not saying don't do it, but make it a holiday happy hour, not a Christmas happy hour or a Christmas party. Make it a holiday party. Look, it's not that Rich doesn't have like a backbone. I do. I'm not trying to be all things to all people, but in networking, we are all things to all people. We are inviting the community into our meeting. We're not trying to close anybody off. And that's why being a giver is so important. I'm going to promote this book for the rest of the year, because I think all of us, as it slows down maybe a little bit for you, maybe some of you are like, Rich, ain't no slowing down in my world. Maybe Michael McCormick's making so much money. Like, he's making so much money. He's going to probably just donate $1,000 to the Thanksgiving and just call it a day, because he just makes that much money. But what I'm saying is, for the rest of us out here that are slinging and working, we throwing mud against the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm saying we got to be developing ourselves. And as we come into maybe what might be a slower time, what books are you going to read? What are you doing to develop yourself? Are you going to take Maylee up on her offer of 50% off? Do it for 90 days. See what you get out of it. It's a $150 commitment to develop yourself and to grow. When you come into 22, just take a little time. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
We did this in an afternoon.
You can copy exactly what we're doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Right. We're doing it. We even create images for you. We create like a lot of the stuff that you don't have to do. So get out here, take advantage of what you have. I love it when I get a technology call. I'm going to say this. This is free. I'll just say this. I got a minute. I got only a minute. I love this. Somebody will call me up. They'll need tech help. And I'll say, is it on? Is it plugged in? They're like, I can't get it connected to the Wi-Fi. My very first question is, do you have your Wi-Fi turned on? Like, I don't know why we are this way as a human, but we miss what's right under our noses. We do. It's right there and we miss it. All of these events right here, Janet and Bob, this is for you. Even if you're naked, you can still write this down. And by the way, for those of you joining late on the call, they said they were naked. I did not say they were naked, so don't get it sick and twisted. But I'm saying, if you don't want to sit down and do all the heavy lifting, here it is. It's all done for you. Brooke sat down and built the calendar out. She's got hobnobs, everything planned out. Relax for the rest of the year. If you're kicking off your meeting, good. Make it just soft launch. Just push easily. Don't push hard because it's holidays. Don't get discouraged. Don't get distracted. I've been doing networking for years. It always slows down from Thanksgiving to January.
Yep.
Always. Every year. Always has. I'm trying to gear you up for it. I'm trying to help you see what is coming so that you're not shocked when it arrives.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything. We had a couple weeks ago where it seemed like in my meeting, no one was showing up. Like nobody, like, hello. It was like 9:02 and we had like 3 people there. I'm like, what? That never happens. And people have said to me, Rich, what's going on with the meeting, man? What's up? Ain't nothing wrong with the meeting, dude. Like, don't get in my head like that. I keep people out. Like I'd put the Dracula cross up at him. You know what I mean? Or whatever. If any of you are Draculas, no offense intended. Okay. I mean, anyway, just don't suck my blood. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying, I'm trying to say to you, don't get discouraged. Don't let that crap feed into your brain or into your psychology. Keep running your meeting. Keep knowing what you're doing is right. Keep doing the right things. Do the things that we're talking about. Begin planning. You should begin planning. And we're only going to have 1 more call, maybe 2 more calls, trainings here for the end of the year. And the final one's just going to be me saying thank you for all you do and all that. So it's, lighthearted the rest of the year. But man,
y'all think he gets preachy? I don't think he's preachy. If he wasn't preachy, that means he has no care in the world about what he's doing with you guys. So y'all get a nice version of Rich the rest of the year.
Okay, thank you for your participation. Okay, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, straight from the EVP's mouth, I'm very happy about that. I'm saying to you that we can look forward to a tremendous 22. Tremendous together. I would love to hear success stories about Rich. I did a Thanksgiving. I did a holiday happy hour. I celebrated NTI's birthday. You can capitalize on us. You might be in your first year, your first month. Doesn't matter. NTI is celebrating Thanksgiving. NTI is celebrating, birthdays. NTI is celebrating whatever. That's what we want to do. All right. Make sure and make it fun. All right. Our next call will be on the 23rd. Want you there. Okay. Want you there and hope you will be. So mark that down in your calendar. And for the rest of you, I want to thank you for joining this call. And we're going to send you a little gift. Thanking you for participating. We're so happy that you're here. And we look forward to an outstanding rest of the year. I hope that if I don't talk to you next week or the week after, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're having a NTI Thanksgiving, I hope it is amazing and that you have a tremendous, tremendous time giving money away, raising money for a charity or whatever it is that you're doing. Every little something makes a difference. And I thank each and every one of you for joining me and Brooke today. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for all that you do.
And yes, Ray, I will make a template of our calendar and make sure you meeting leaders have that. I promise. Good question. I got you. I did it last year. So make sure you read your emails. I know you get them. Read your emails. He doesn't read the email, but I read the email. So read the emails. I promise you'll get that.
All right. We love you guys. Thank you. Go kill it. Go have a great day. All right. We love you guys. Bye.